and welcome to this very special launch Devstream live from Copenhagen. I'm Reto Kraken, and with me are Reto.stenum and RedBjarne, who incidentally both have birthday today. So happy birthday, guys!
Yeah, happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday!
Woo.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
So
To you.
To you.
to you too.
Thank you.
Today's topics are, of course, the launch, the news, and basically we're gonna just go from there and back again. We're gonna have a trailer talk with Reto calling. We're gonna show off an old build, and with Reto's casinos, that's gonna be fun. We're gonna show some stats. You always like to see stats. And we have not one, not two, but 3 giveaways today.
Wow.
So that's gonna be awesome. You're all gonna be psyched. Well, we launched the game today. Whoop whoop!
Yay!
Well, actually, we didn't launch the game today. Actually, this man launched the game yesterday. And we're just gonna see how that turned out, because he actually made a video. It's in Danish, so you have to explain
Yeah, well,
what's
basically,
actually going on.
this is my very cool urban apartment in central Copenhagen. Me working, as I always do, typing stuff.
Coding.
And
Coding away.
coding, yeah.
Actually, he's hacking.
Yeah, that's why the game always runs so perfectly. And as you can see, I pressed the big green button on Steam, and then I had to type in a phrase for them to make sure that I really meant that we wanted to release the game, which is actually a nice implementation of Valve, because someone could mistake that button for just releasing the game on early access. But no, this is the real deal. And yeah, soon after it went online. The beta, the early access tag was gone, and the release date has been updated to well, not today, but nearly today. So yeah, we're gonna
Today in some time zones.
Yeah, today in some time zones. We're officially gonna celebrate it today. So yeah,
Yeah.
But
there you go.
what happened when we went to early access?
Yeah.
What did someone
There's a funny
actually
story
do?
connected to this. There's a reason that I'm invited here, and there's a reason why I got to push the button. It's because July the 11th, 2014 was the date we all remember, where after months of hard work, we are sitting in the office. It's Friday, and
Obviously.
we have been working our asses off to get the launch ready for early access on Steam. We've been in the browser before, and then we got on Steam, and we were pushing the buttons, trying to get the release onto Steam. And Reto, our CEO, was coming in and, why is it not on yet? And we've been pushing all the right buttons, and we're just looking through the Steam control panel, trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Soon after, I was messing around with the configurations, and we were still not on the Steam front page. And I pressed the publish button. I was like, this looks right. We need to publish this game. And yeah, correctly enough, after I pushed the publish button without much warning, boom, we were on the front page. Unfortunately, I had removed the early access tag, so we were actually launched on Steam for real for 2 hours, while our CEO was trying to get a hang of our board members to say that this has been ruined. This is a catastrophe. And well, then soon after we got in touch with Valve, and they could revert the changes, which it basically says on the page, this is final. You can never revert this. You can never go into early access again. But I figure enough people make that mistake, so they've actually done a bit to improve the process, where it's pretty hard to do it right now. Yeah, you have to type in the whole phrase.
I want to launch this now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's even case sensitive. So yeah.
So foolproof.
Yeah, but this was the yeah. I'm glad I got to push the button again, and this is me making amends, and this is the real launch.
This time you did it.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
No joke this time.
No, no joke.
It's actually,
No
it
takesies,
actually
backsies.
happened. So we launched the
That's
game
awesome.
2 times.
Yeah,
How
we
many
did.
games launched 2 times?
Yeah,
We did.
yeah.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you.
You may go and drink beer now. Celebrate your birthday.
Yeah,
You can also
yeah.
stay if you want.
No, I'll probably go watch the stream and see all the cool stuff. So yeah, see you guys.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So we're gonna go on and talk a bit about what this launching thing actually means, what we have to expect and why we did it. So who better to talk to than our game director? Which is just what I'm gonna do once I got comfy. So I thought, let's not start with the game, but let's start with you.
Yes, let's start with
For
me.
whoever doesn't know who he actually is. So how did you get into making games and
How did
How
I
did it
get
start?
into making games? Like
where did you start making games? Or when?
When? Oh, we're now going into ancient history. I started making games for fun first on the good
good
old
start.
Commodore Amiga in, I think it must have been in 1990 or something. I started doing some
We actually prepared
some
something.
work on some unknown games that are completely shit. And for a few years, I actually did that while I was in school. And then when I turned 20 years old, I got a job offer in England, in Derby, England.
That's exciting.
In at that time, little-known games company called Core Design, and they invited me and the programmer over to basically offer us a job on making shooter games for the Commodore Amiga and the, at that time, new console from Commodore called the CD32. That was when CD-ROM was just the shit. But yeah, we obviously accepted the offer because it was great to go to England and work there for a while. That's actually where I started doing games, and this is what we're watching now is the first Amiga game we did, which was a top-down shooter with lots of crazy stuff. That's little men that gets blown up, and
It's
lots
called
of tanks.
Banshee. You
It's
should
called-
check it out. This video is actually only 2 years old, so but no problem still playing it. You can check it out. And this is actually what you also see coming back a lot, I think.
Yes, it is fun. This game was actually made by 2 guys, 8 months of production time. That's it. So that was in the ancient days where it actually was possible to make games with very few people. The Core Design was a great place to work at that time. I left just when we were starting to work on the first version of Tomb Raider, which was done inside that studio as well, which was also very exciting. That was when Lara Croft was still a man. He suddenly turned into a woman.
It happens. No judgment.
That's
It
fun.
worked out fine.
Yeah, then I actually moved on to America. Stayed there for about 4 years doing games for the good old Sega consoles and some PC stuff as well. And we actually did start working on the first PlayStation 1.
Cool.
When we got bored of that, we went back to Denmark and started a games developer called Iron Interactive and made another stealthy shooting game called Hitman. We did 4 of those before we decided that we want to try something different. At that time, it was just about when World of Warcraft had launched, and we were super interested in this whole thing about online games versus boxed games and console games, and this very scripted kind of gameplay. So
rigid format.
Yeah. So after sitting out a few years of non-compete clauses and stuff, we were ready to start a new company called Reto, where we would work on online games. And obviously we didn't know anything about on how to make an online shooting game. We thought, hey, if we can make a PlayStation game, obviously we can make everything.
Obviously, that's the spirit.
So that's where we started. There's an idea of we wanted to make a game that could be live all the time, and where we could get closer to the consumers or the players. Doing a box game for a traditional developer is usually a very weird experience, because the publishing part of the whole organization takes care of everything that has to do with selling the game and getting it out to people. So you don't actually get any feedback on what you're doing. You only get feedback once it's way too late. When the game is actually out there, then you start to get some feedback. You could read it in the magazines and stuff like that. But
that's not a healthy process.
No, that's kind of like that's also why people asked me that back then, why I thought it wasn't great to make a second Hitman game. But that was like, then you get a chance to actually fix all the shit you did.
You get the chance to do the game proper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the good thing about it. I just thought that it would be nice to have a process where we just continually develop the game, actually, and we need to be very dynamic and changing the game to so like if for example, if the market changes, or if a new thing comes up where we think this is a cool new thing that we could incorporate in current game, and that's kind of like very intriguing to make that kind of game instead of just the good old box game.
Where you're done and have no chance to do anything anymore with it.
Exactly.
So how did it get from the idea we make an online game? Why was it then that you decided for HNG, for the Second World War?
As far as I remember, actually, we started up with just having a very vague idea that we don't want to do something online.
Okay.
And it has to do with something that was massive, a lot of players interacting in sort of like a live world. And I think, what is it called? Those virtual worlds was sort of like appearing and then dying at that time. Yeah. So our first thought was actually to do something where you actually didn't play, you just were part of a sort of like an open world where you could interact with other players and stuff like that. And we had lots of great ideas about that stuff, but fortunately for us and for the guys that like Heroes Generals, this was so abstract that no investors or nobody was able to grasp what the fuck we were talking about. It was just like, what? You want money for what? So we, after a few months of trying to actually explain the whole thing to possible investors and getting no responses at all, we just think we got to do something else. We simply think that this is just not going well. So we decided let's just do a game then. And but we still wanted this. We had an idea of also at the time we were playing a lot of Counter-Strike and shooter games, and we had an idea about the actual server browser part of those. The server lobby was kind of boring, and we thought that couldn't we make a game out of that part of it, and that's where the whole idea about the strategic game sort of like were born. Yeah. But that was actually way before it was locked into a Second World War game. Yeah. In the beginning, we were just like throwing ideas around that it could be, for example, it could be, we had an idea that we want to make it European knights and going on crusades and shit and conquering the lands and stuff like that. Or we could also make it into like a mafia-style game where you had to conquer parts of a city, but still with like run gun stuff. Yeah, yeah. And then obviously the good old Second World War. And we actually had a vote about it in the group about which of these three do you like the most, and apparently World War II was
World War II won.
Yeah, won the vote, and that's how it was decided that it was.
Heroes and Generals was born out of a democratic decision.
That was pretty crazy.
That is very Danish. We have a process.
No, but it's a nice. That's when you are in this period where everything is okay. You can just say anything, but at some point, obviously, you have to lock it down and say, okay, we have to make some decisions about what it should be. And
what should it be?
And obviously, we also thought that Second World War was a nice scene to start out with, because it has such a rich history and so many untold stories that needed to be told. So we just thought that there's so much content in there, so we will never run out of new stuff to put into the game.
Absolutely not. No.
So that's also like the mafia stuff is like, that might run into
True.
Like a dead end at some point. The knights might also be sort of like restricted, and the Second World War just have so much in it that we could go on forever adding stuff to the game.
So you see, we can actually go on forever and adding stuff to the game. That's kind of what we planned, don't we?
But also we had that, and that might be something that comes back and haunts us a bit, is that we also had a thought that it would be easier to make the game, because we didn't have to do a long design if it was like a space game, we'd have to do a lot of designing spaceships
and
alien races and all sorts of stuff that had to be we had to build this whole world, and with Second World War it was more like it's already there.
We look it up.
Yeah, we can just take it and obviously that was kind of like easier said than done, because obviously what comes with the thing when you take like when you base your fantasy on something that's real, people's expectation is that it has to be like this.
Yeah.
And us taking this, we take the King Tiger and we just change stuff, and instantly the community go, what the fuck, it wasn't blah, blah, blah. There's lots of criticism of us not following.
There's the expectation that it has to be.
That's kind of like one of the hard things to learn, that it's only a game.
Yeah.
But hey, one of the things we learn is that we needed to be a bit more true to what the expectations was, because now it's not us who come up with the King Tiger, it's something that's already out there.
Yeah.
And that's also one of the things that we would like to do when going forward is actually continually update the game, so we can actually inch the whole thing closer to what the expectations actually is. Mm-hmm. But it has to be done in steps.
It's a continuous process.
Yeah, because we need to make sure that the game still feels nice to play.
Yeah.
So it's not, we can't just implement like a completely realistic tank engine movement thing, because the game would simply just be do you know how slow a tank moves in real life?
Yeah.
It's just like it's going to be super boring.
Yeah.
So we have to take some liberties around the thing, but I still think that we can still get closer to what the expectation is.
There's this line that you have to hit.
Yeah, exactly.
In the middle.
Yeah.
But you heard it. The game is continuously developed. The game will be continuously developed.
Obviously, yes.
This is not a stop. So let's look a little bit at what actually happened in the last, oh my god, how many years? Let's look at the timeline.
Many years.
Many years.
Yeah.
So.
But actually, the last few years has been really great, because we have started to get into the open beta has been a nice period, because the game has been played by a lot of players.
Yeah.
You could argue that we could actually move it out of open beta a lot earlier, but we just thought that it was like, now we think we are sort of like ready.
Sort of there.
Yeah, we're ready to just shift it over to the other the other part of the Steam store. So
let's have a look. The alpha started actually officially in autumn 2011, so that's a good 5 years ago. And an important milestone, of course, was when the bike was implemented in 2012.
It's a classic.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's a classic example of one of the programmers and our current art director sneaking it in. I think it was actually right after we introduced the first version of the Assault game mode, where it suddenly became very apparent that we have long distance in the game.
And you needed something.
Probably was annoyed that they have to run a lot, or walk a lot to the next objective or something like that. And they just, let's put in a bike, and then they just like
smart decision. Very smart decision.
Really
Who
nice.
doesn't love the bike? So closed beta announcement was in May 2012. And it started really off. And actually the kind of first but second update was the Bradley update in June 2012, because the A update didn't have a name. The Bradley update was the first update that actually had a name. So what's with the A update? What even is that?
I can't remember.
It's the update nobody ever seen, so they kind of merged it into Bradley.
We merged them together.
Yeah.
We intended to release the A update, but then we merged it together.
That's Ken Solo talking in the off now. I hope you hear him. He just told us that the alpha or the A update was merged with the Bradley update. So the A update was never there. But still,
It's hidden inside the B
It's
update.
it's kind of inside.
It's in there somewhere.
And as you can see,
It was called Able, yeah.
Yeah.
Able. Oh, it had a name.
Yeah, it did.
But the concept of the general, the update being named after general just started with the B update. And you can see the artwork is also,
It's a bit.
Wow, it's different.
It's a bit rough.
slightly.
It's actually pretty good
Slightly.
to go back and look at some of the old things, because you will see that the game has actually evolved quite a lot.
Yeah.
Even though, especially some of the players who have been with us for a long time, they think because it happens in such small increments that it seems sometimes that the game is just standing still, but it actually
Yeah, but
isn't.
it really isn't. I mean, also in this timeline, those are only major milestones. In between these dates, loads of things happen. Loads of things. We could go on for ages with this. So the open beta announcement was in March 2013, and you can already see that it looks more polished here. That is, of course, it's artwork, but
Tanks.
then important, the number of tanks doubled
Yeah.
in May 2014 in the pattern update, and I think it was a rather big update generally. There
think
were
it was,
new
yeah.
weapons too.
Yeah.
So there you could really see how things went forward. And in July, we early accessed and launched on Steam.
We unlaunched it again.
We launched and unlaunched. Then in July 2014, Rommel brings the generals.
Yeah.
Which is of course, I think it went from rank 14 to rank 22 at the time.
Before this, you didn't need.
You had assault teams
The
with the
assault teams were
soldiers.
just controlled
Yeah.
by players, basically. So we.
Yeah, they still are.
But now they're tied into like a character. So
Yeah.
so that's kind of like the whole idea with the Rommel build
With
was
the
to
Rommel
introduce the general's rank, because when we started making the game, we had a clear idea that we did not want a war game where you have like too high ranking soldiers running around on the battlefield. So like starting at the you see the colonel is actually the it's a bit of a stretch to have a colonel running around on the battlefield doing close quarter combat, but it's not uncommon that you have this high ranking military officers actually being on the battlefield. But like generals, that was kind of like where we said, no, we don't want any 5-star generals running around on the battlefield. So we would reserve those for a different part of the game, which would be the strategic part of the game. And until the Rommel build, we just simply hadn't made the characters yet. So that was sort of like another loop that had to
kind
be.
of added something on top
Yeah,
also, in the game mechanics. That's cool, or in the gameplay. So August 2014, look at you being all clean shaved.
Don't be a game developer, you grow old very fast.
So that was the first Devstream. I think it's very striking how Fred looks kind of just the same.
He was born old.
We could sit here looking just the same, and you're all like smooth.
Just shaved, so.
Probably, yes. I mean, it isn't that different. So, February 2015, big milestone. Adding a
Lots
whole
of
faction.
A whole bunch of. But actually, it was a great thing to finally get to the point where we could start to add another major faction. It has been, and it always is, the plan to include all the different fighting nations of World War II, obviously, and the Soviets were the next choice to do. But obviously, a lot of content needed to be produced in order to at least establish some sort of like a minimum for it to work. There had to be planes and tanks and recons and also paratroopers and stuff.
So it
like
has
that.
to be.
So it was kind of like there's a long time where we had to produce stuff that we couldn't release yet. So there was kind of like a few updates where it was a bit thin because we were working on something bigger to release.
But it's also always a good indicator when you think, why are the last updates have been so small? Probably we're working on something bigger. So there are a lot of things happening all the time, also in our development. It's not just that what you come to see all the time. There's a lot of things happening.
Yes, and some things just take a lot of time to actually do. So
I mean, if you think faction, it has to be balanced. It has to be sort of have have the old vehicles and the weapons that
and also
kind of add up with the other factions.
We had like our assault game would need to support the 3-way battles.
Oh yeah,
So that was also like a tricky one to actually get that stuff to work.
Yeah.
But I'm happy we got it to work, because I think it's one of the unique things about the whole game is that we take a slightly different take on the whole thing. It's the factions are not necessarily allies.
Yeah.
They are fighting against each
Yes,
other.
that's very interesting actually. Yep.
But that's something that we will work towards getting. Is actually having a proper ally system where we can start to add more factions, so we can have alliances between different nations in the overall war. Right now we only have 3 factions, but the idea is to add more factions to the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But we will probably be going into trying to add what we have been discussing, like sub-factions, so we don't need to make this whole massive chunk of content and put it in there and then maybe realize that this faction wasn't really popular.
Yeah, it isn't played, and
so
it is
we'd rather actually
completely
add what's like one pilot or one recon or one infantry for one specific faction, then another one for another faction, and then link them to one of the major factions in the beginning until we can build enough content that they can be separated out into a major faction on their own. So that's kind of like the at least the idea when we're moving forward.
So all of you keep telling us we need more factions. We want more factions. Of course, we want that too. So we are contemplating all these ideas, and we're always thinking of ways how to make them happen. But everything takes time. So patience.
Damn it,
please. Oh yes, 7 million players, registered players in February 2016. Actually, we're now at 8.5. So wow. That's amazing. Thank you, of course, our community for also making this happen and pulling these numbers.
It's actually been quite impressive. We were pretty nervous when we first put the game on Steam that we would see like the usual reverse hockey stick where you start up and then you'd have a huge drop off. But we actually have been sort of like slowly, very steadily growing. But it's very, very like solid in its performance, which is great. That's amazing.
April 2016, we just talked about factions, so the Swiss faction was announced. And for all of you thinking, why didn't you do it yet? April 1st, that was a joke. Remember, it was a joke.
Still people who don't get it.
It's still
a joke!
No, this is honestly, people were asking for, I think, a couple of months. When is it coming?
When is it coming? We need the Swiss faction.
It's so cool. No.
So we're not going to do any of those jokes anymore.
No, we're not joking anymore. It just doesn't work. So, Devstream, introduced the new squad system, which was a feature we also worked on quite a lot, which was also developed after the actual
It's and it actually was one of those bumpy rides where we needed to do a lot of tweaks afterwards to get it right. And we're still, I think, we have a few more tweaks for the squad system before we think it's absolutely great and amazing.
That's good.
Oh, I gotta go easy on that sarcasm stuff. No.
We need a disclaimer, please. No, but actually, it developed into something really good.
Exactly.
I mean, it was a bumpy ride, but I think we got it.
But that's actually one of the things I like about this development process is that it's a process, and it's not like we just stick stuff in a box and if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. It's actually we can go back and we can change stuff and we can work with it. That's just very, very rewarding way to work with the video game rather than just the good old burning on a disc and then it's gone.
It's done. It's gone. So now we're kind of talking about what did we do to get to the date to launch. And this was the result of months of work, of kind of our goals, where we wanted to be with the launch. And this is represented in the last couple of updates, like the furnace updates, which brought a new UI, the player journey.
Actually, we upped the frequency a little bit on the releases, because we had so much stuff, so many loose ends we wanted to tie up, that we didn't want to put it all in one major launch. So it's the stuff that was actually ready to go out, we decided to get it out there and get it like field tested before the actual launch build. So that's why you've been seeing a lot of smaller updates recently than you probably used to.
That was a big one. The map makeover and the amphibious vehicles. Also the last two updates, which I think is really cool, is that we're not only doing the stuff that was kind of required for launch, but we still added a buckload of things, and there was still amphibious vehicles. So we're still updating the content of the game, which is great. Yeah. Especially the amphibious vehicles. I mean, they're great.
We got to make the update on the assault map, which included like proper spawn protection and stuff like that. And obviously now we're in the process of collecting data on. We usually do that, and a lot of players, and especially the new players, don't really know how that works. But we usually release a feature, and then obviously it is impossible for us to test it for all the different cases before it's actually released on live. We can only take it so far. We release it on live, and the players will play it, and we'll find out in stuff that doesn't work or stuff that could be tweaked. But we will always wait a little bit of time to actually gather enough both feedback and data on how it works, so we can make our changes based on a more solid foundation than just instantly changing everything. Yeah. And right now we are in the process of making those updates for the some of the shortcomings that are in the new system. Yeah. So we hope that it will be obviously addressing those issues that are on some of the spawn zones, for example.
Yeah.
So you should expect that to continue to be the way we work with stuff, is that we need to get it out there to actually see how it works with so many players. It's impossible for us to make the maps are very complex, so we cannot foresee every different
the scenarios
situation.
are just that they're not possible to kind of create in here.
It is not, yeah. So
or just to a certain extent, we can go so far, but it is always.
No, we have tried now with the we have done a few of the open tests on the beta servers and stuff like that, but that doesn't really. It's still great. Obviously, it does show some of the problems, but it doesn't show all.
No.
So we do still need to make this updates of stuff and changing of stuff. And obviously, it's as we've been saying a lot of times, the game needs to develop, need to move forward. So we need to be able to constantly update the game to be good to play. If players don't like to play it, then it's no good for us either.
Yeah. So it's a kind of circling process of going from here to the players to here to the players.
Oh, but also you have the chance to actually sometimes try to go a little bit against the conventions of how stuff are done in other games, just to see if will this actually work. It didn't work, so we will maybe change it back. Or sometimes we discover that this was actually a good idea, and nobody's done that before. This whole process gives us the chance to be a little more experimental with the whole genre, which I think is
that's
great.
Really great. Yeah.
If this was like a super expensive production, we would have to go really safe on some decisions gameplay wise, because we have to make sure that it actually worked before maybe pouring millions of dollars into marketing. So that's why I think that this process is actually better for actually developing a game.
Yeah. True. So now we are here. Our artwork is here. We are launched. And actually I have another thing to show you from before and after. There's a lot of things. This is our weapon arsenal from 2013. some, but this is now, and actually I think that's very cool. You can see a big difference. Like it's 60 plus weapons now.
Yeah.
It's 65 plus vehicles, which is even more crazy because it's even more vehicles and weapons. But
is it a
I
hint
think
that we
it's
should add
great.
more weapons then?
Maybe. No, it's great. I mean, everybody loves our vehicles too, and I think there are more classes that actually require certain vehicles, and there are classes that require certain weapons. So it makes sense in a way. But it's great to look at like how far we've come also in this section.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes it very clear how much we update the game. Now we want to show you something else from back in the days. I'm gonna reminisce a bit further. So Sinas, do you want to join us? No. Oh, wait. I think what we can do also is we should do a giveaway.
Yes.
Woo!
Woo! The first giveaway.
I don't.
I can teach you. And that's a special giveaway. Special giveaway because it's a
Every giveaway is special. But this one is
This one is
more special.
extra special because it's something we don't give away usually. So it's 1,000 gold. And it's a USB stick with heroes and generals on. I don't know if you can see that at all. And it's a keychain.
Awesome.
Awesome! So
Can I participate, please?
I have to be like, no, you can't. So you type ! giveaway in one word.
Everybody's typing gold all around.
Don't type gold.
Always.
Type ! giveaway. I'm pretty sure that somebody will write it somewhere soon. Okay. I started the entries.
Move it to that screen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Giveaway, here they go.
And what the
You
fuck
can
is
close
that?
this one. You just have to set it up.
Yes. Is it counting? Where can I see that? Oh yeah.
Can I go back to the Netherlands now?
Little longer, I'd say. We even have a better giveaways later, and another one
It's even
later,
better.
which is even better. No, they're all
So
great.
if you win now,
They're all great. If you win now, you're actually. No, they're great. They're all great.
but don't worry, I will win the second and the third one.
Giveaway. Test. So. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Stop entries. Pick winner. Focus 1. Talk to me. Oh yeah. Please send a message to Splixen.
With not just your name this time.
No, we need a little bit more because we have to throw it your way. So speak up
You did?
if you would. You did. You're welcome. Congratulations. This is gonna be yours. I'm gonna play with it a little further. No, I'm gonna. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna put it here. It's safe there.
So,
Yes, and now my voice is going down. That's why you have to take over.
yes.
He's going to show you
If it loads.
the game
Yes.
4 years ago.
Oh no.
Some people are like now,
Some people are-
the good old memories, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought
Oh,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
until I actually played it.
Oh well, there we go.
Just have to.
So Reto.stenum here has actually played the game
For even longer than that.
for even longer than that. So he still knows everything, and now he's using a lot of cheats. You're cheating.
So this is a very old build that we dug out of the backup system somewhere, I think. Right?
Yep, we did.
It's Reto managed to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reto.
So I think one of the main differences is probably the deploy system.
Yeah.
It's
It's a little bit more 2D-ish here.
yeah. And actually, this is for tankers, but for the infantry, you actually had 2 machine gunner slots, and the rest was infantry inside the unit. So, but just gonna spawn a tank so I can show you guys around. Actually, we're gonna spawn a tanker as well. Oh, I
There
have a
you
knife.
go.
And I'm squad leader. I mean,
Ooh.
what more do I want? But previously, the squad leader function actually went through binoculars, so I would have to use my binoculars to provide orders.
So you have to own them
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Look at the trees.
Yeah.
It looks like there have been deer everywhere because they're cut off at the same size.
This is the good old Kubo, which
Kubo.
looks a bit different. It has actually the MG42 mounted. Well, now it has the MG34 mounted.
It's a floating weapon as well.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
nice and floating. Yeah.
It's magic.
And I would say in general the details on the various vehicles also improved quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that I can pick it up, but right now there's actually an X on it as well. So yeah, this is how the town used to look like. It's very, very open.
You can see everything.
It's, my driving has not improved yet, not even in a 4-year-old build. That's so much is obvious. Yeah, it's very, very different. And despite a lot of players saying that it's actually like, oh, we want the old game, but with the current system we have, there's no way this would be fun.
No,
There's just
no.
absolutely no way. It's just everything is very much open, and I must say the trees all look the same. I'm not sure
Very-
they're actually
very
all the
dark.
same as well, but
Almost black.
And it's very dark, yeah.
yeah, this is one. In fact, the town itself
Haven't changed much.
hasn't
No.
changed much, no. But
Oh, actually, it has. I know because it's. But it's more like in the details of it. There's a lot of
Yeah.
changes as it actually has
So-
been made.
yeah, it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot more bush here now.
And now there's more cover anyways.
And I believe, yeah, this build actually had the old pontoon bridge,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
remember that pontoon
which
bridge?
was absolutely
It was terrible if you try and get your tank across that stuff. It would get
so
stuck
many
in there.
vehicles got stuck in it.
Yeah, like it's a tank, it was more like a tank trap.
Yeah, it's absolutely yeah. But so that one got removed, so now you can actually cross.
It also
by the
actually
sides.
has a ton of polygons, so it's really really a heavy
Heavy.
object. But it doesn't really look it.
Yeah.
So it's
But it's actually, I think, not that long before we didn't even have the Bravo and the Aqualine.
yeah, that was a few
That is
builds
the-
earlier than
that
this.
is the
We only
Bradley
had
build
the
that we
two
built.
lines were connected here.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're gonna just have a peek here. This looks decently the same, but it's mostly the forests which are not really a forest. It's just open area. It's like, if you guys think you hate vegans now, you would definitely hate them in this version. So yeah, one of the other things which is actually fairly different, we added that in 2014, I think, is that some of the items actually in the game got destructible,
Yeah.
but like the fence. But in this version, there's no such thing as killing fence. You just drive straight through them.
Ghost fence.
It's like nothing is destroyed. Of course, the trees, you can drive against them and receive damage and stuff like that. But there was nothing really destructible yet because we added it at a way later stage actually in the game.
Can you fly?
Yeah, just just want to see because that's
Oh yeah.
no, that's the word. Come on again. It's this one. Oh, I'm not allowed to use that. That's not, see, an old build, not all the commands work. It's one, I think it was. Oh, just yeah, this is also one of the main differences, which actually. I'm gonna find it. No, but it has not It's no problem at all. It's like, I mean, the playing system still works quite the same. The landing gear goes up and down, and of course I can fire my weapons. But one of the main differences is I just got my bomb. So that's one bomb. It's previously you would actually have to you have to land to receive a new bomb, but you don't have to land anywhere. You have to land really close to buildings to get your bomb on your access point. So I'm gonna try not to die and land Delta 1, which is gonna be fairly difficult because I don't fly the Messerschmitt that often.
God, that was
Yeah, actually, especially Delta 1, because when I'm here, it should not even resupply yet. I really have to go to the AA location, which is roughly here, roughly about here, maybe. It should resupply. I can't hear the sound right now because it should give a sound, but I think roughly
Can you
around
see?
here. Yeah, it's you can see the ammo basically.
Oh, there. Well, you just,
now,
there you
yeah,
are.
there. So that's how difficult it was to actually get your plane resupply, and that's not the most difficult part because you actually have to lift off again as well. And this is going bad. Yeah. So yeah, that is actually. It's really, the game has improved a lot, despite indeed a lot of players saying like it hasn't changed, but
that's nostalgia. Yeah.
I wonder where they get that idea that it had more colors in the old days.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean-
Where are those colors here?
I can't- well,
Except that the Olympic pool is back here.
yeah, exactly.
and the bomb explosions are also, I think, very minor actually, because they got changed a lot in the future iterations. And you know, I can try to jump out. Maybe I know. I'm not sure how the parachute works.
Because you're a tanker, you don't have a parachute.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, that's because it's fun. That's okay. Fair enough.
There you see it.
Fair enough.
Soldier classes should stick to their stuff. But
But
you were a pretty good pilot for being a tanker, I must admit.
But the entire UI is totally different. I mean, the chat is here now, and
But you know what? I think you should go live, so that we have the
yes,
the definite
actual
contrast,
comparison.
right? So let's have a little bit a look at what is now.
Which
And,
I need to find if I'm.
I
Still
think we should talk about what's coming. So let's talk a little bit about the future and where you want the game to be.
Yeah, actually, we want to make sure people understand that launching the game is not equal stopping development. So we have a lot of plans on continuously develop the game, and obviously our very ambitious end goal is obviously to do everything, even battleships and like crazy stuff that we have no idea how to implement yet. But that is kind of like the ambition to just go the whole way with the game. You should expect in the future that we will add like bigger things, and obviously that there's a lot of stuff that still can be improved a lot, and we will improve that stuff. So, for example, the strategy game could be one of the areas where we would take a look at starting to get the whole, for example, the resource system and taking to the next level. Also, we are looking into making some more class-specific game modes. So right now we have like the only class-specific game mode we have is the encounter, where we only play as infantry. But that idea we need to take it further. So we have game modes that are only for recons, for example, or only for tankers and only for pilots. That's some of the stuff that you can expect in the future for us to implement. So and I think the game is broad enough for us to we can't really say what is the actual next thing that we are working on. We have an array of things that we want to improve and take to the next level. On the short term, obviously, we have a whole new take on the Assault game mode, and that is needs a few iterations to like sort out the some of the issues. And after that, it's definitely gonna be hopefully something that somebody have asked about at some point. I'm not gonna say anything super specific because then it's by magic it's put into stone that it has to be like that. We still have a few leads on different things that we would like to add to the game and haven't quite decided on the timeline for those yet. So, but
it's also sometimes in the middle of development there's something unexpected.
yeah.
So not everything works the way we think things out.
Yeah, but also it's a two-way thing where we both have the development part of making a game, and we have you could say like the running of the operation part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we do need to have some short-term goals as well as long-term goals to be able to operate the game basically.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still like actually a very small developer, so we still have limited resources on what to work on.
Yeah. It's also, you have to keep in mind that not every developer does everything. Like our team is still split up in very, very different tasks and very different specific things they can actually do.
Even in the areas that are sort of like the same, where you can say like programmers, they just program, but no. They have different parts of the game they work on, and just shifting one programmer to another area sometimes is a bad idea because he would have to learn a lot of stuff before he can start to actually work in that area. And by the time that he's learned stuff, it would probably be better to just have a guy who already was in that area work on it instead. So and we usually get those questions where people ask, why can't you everybody just work on this? Why do you keep adding more skins? For example?
Do you do that?
Yeah. Why? And it's like it's just different things that different people do in here, and not everybody can do all stuff.
All stuff, of course not. And you can see here, the game looks way better than 4 years ago.
So much, but it's so green. I want the dark colors back.
I want black back.
And why did the trees look actually different from each other? That's terrible. Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Just
go easy on the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, now actually there's another giveaway planned.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to
You're gonna have to kill somebody before we do the giveaway. Oh, you don't. Then he leaves.
Okay. Is it
Okay.
the same command?
It's the same command, just to not confuse people. And okay, this is like
There's
awesome.
a tank shooting at me in the meantime, so take your time.
This you've seen this before, but you have not seen this. This is our fantastic Soviet design T-shirt, which is awesome, and we actually ruined it with our signatures. So you're not allowed to wash it. Either you wear it until it can stand by itself, or you hang it on your wall. But I think it's absolutely great. I don't know if you can see the design proper. Da! So, type, exclamation mark,
And gold or
giveaway, and gold. Oh yeah, there's gold on top, of course.
how much?
1,000. 1,000. Exclamation mark, giveaway.
Do we need to click
And
on
yeah, allow the entries, please. So
Okay.
now you start.
It doesn't reset.
What?
It doesn't reset the list.
People have been writing this for a long time now.
Stop. Okay. Wait. That is stupid.
We can just do
No,
that.
it's just doesn't it just say that he does it again? Like that he types it again, not the winner?
Yeah, because he's participating again, but we can block his re-entry.
Okay. Sorry about that. We never did 2 giveaways apparently. Okay.
No, I'm not allowed to do
Okay.
that. So we're just
So
gonna
just
ignore
allow-
him if he pops
allow
out.
entries,
Allow
yeah.
entries.
Just go on with it. It's fine.
Am I dead already? Oh, I'm so much alive. Hold on, I'm gonna kill this, and then we're gonna...
Yes.
Okay, we can continue now. There's no problem. Oh, no. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. Dum, dum.
That's awesome.
I would say 3, 2, 1, stop. Pick winner.
Snoopy Crow.
Snoopy Crow. Snoopy Crow. Oh my god, you want a t-shirt! Please message Blixen and speak up in the chat. Speak up.
Hurry up, I will give it
Come
to somebody
on!
else.
Or I'll take it. No, I don't want it.
Don't want to put up the pressure, but you know.
Do we have to do it again? No.
Nope.
Yay! You're welcome! Please PM Reto Blixen. He needs your address and stuff like that. And congratulations!
Yeah, your credit card number.
Your credit card number. I actually
sorry,
PM
no
me.
sarcasm. Don't do that.
All right. Now you could just could you leave the game? I know you want your revenge, but we have to show stuff.
Okay.
That's. But you stay. Just
Yes,
stay. Come on. Yeah, this is
how it
how
goes.
we work.
Every day in the office, in the community manager's room.
Oh god, where is it gone? I think it's over there. Can you see it?
What do you need?
The stats document.
Oh, yes.
Did you put it somewhere?
Well, it depends. Where did you put it?
Actually on the desktop, so I would find it, but now the desktop looks all different.
Yeah, you always say that I have to clean the desktop.
I do that. Not in this case. This is not my machine. So let's have fun and look at some stats. Would you just do it?
Yes.
Yeah. Click.
Do we need to talk as well?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we have just a short introduction. We've gathered up some statistics for you. Like some of them are from the last month, but most of them are actually since a long time back. Somewhere in February 2012 or 13, 12, I think. So we're gonna have a look at what you guys have been up to in our game. Let's start with the first one.
I won't say this number.
Oh, yes, you will. Okay. I'm gonna try this. The total amount of kills in total in the game so far is 1,553,828,352. So we did some small calculations, and that comes down to 37,972 kills you guys make per hour.
And now it's at least 2 more because you got killed once and
Yeah.
you killed somebody. At least 2 more.
What? I didn't see myself get killed. Let's ignore that part.
And those are actually really fresh stats. So
Yes.
also thank you, Reto Oxen. He did it, and we pulled them out today. Actually,
Yes.
so it ran, of course, since yesterday in the morning, but they are fresh from today.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
The total amount of deaths is funnily enough higher. Yes. Which means some of you have been suiciding, doing something wrong in the game.
Some of you, if this was an actual statistic, that would be fuck. I mean, real
Yes.
life, not actual. It is an actual statistic. Yeah.
So yeah, there's in comparison.
For example, jumping out as a tanker in a plane will get killed.
What you get killed by that.
Very weird.
Don't do it.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so the 2,122 of you, try not to suicide.
It's disturbing.
Does not help
It's
the
a
game.
disturbing number.
It's user stats, definitely.
So we're gonna go to the total amount of playtime, which we received it in seconds, and we were like, okay, this is a little bit too much for us, but it's 198,635,899,893 seconds. which after calculation comes down that you guys have been playing for 6,298 years, 256 days,
256.
14 hours, 60 minutes and 48 seconds when we received this.
That's insane.
Which is, yeah, no comment, that's just insane.
You put at least how much in there? Is it the 256 days you put in there?
I think I
probably
have
more.
3,000 hours in the game.
I can't calculate that 2 days. It's probably
It's
around
quite a
that.
lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's too much. Too much. Which brings us to the soldiers. Yeah. These are insane numbers.
The whole thing. Like
Yeah.
all of our soldiers, we have the world's largest standing army.
Yes.
With our, not with those, but with our 8.5 million registered players, we have the world's largest standing army. We have more soldiers than the North Korean standing army.
Which is the biggest?
Yep,
If we
which is
believe
the
our
biggest.
Holy Bible,
We
Wikipedia.
don't, we don't know yet what to do with this information, but it's certainly an interesting fact.
Yeah.
And the number of infantry, this
Yeah.
is actually,
So everybody who says that everybody always goes vegan, it's not true. It's
not
like
true.
we have more infantry.
we have more infantry. We have actually more tank crew and even more pilots.
Sort of like about 100 times more.
Yeah. But not many of you are high rank. I have to disappoint you. You have
Not
to,
many of you, it's still 9,000. I mean,
Yeah. Well, to manage an army of 17.8 million, I guess it's
they're
okay.
really dedicated. We're proud of you, veterans. You're really dedicated.
Which brings us to the tanks destroyed, which is that is a fair amount. It's 93,638,060.
So the world's largest tank army is just completely wrecked.
Yeah. So on average, that means we have in this game we destroy 54,990 tanks per day, which means that in less than a week we will have destroyed more tanks than have ever been produced in World War II. So there goes historical accuracy.
Go home, Kursk. It's just like a tiny battle.
See, it's a game.
Yeah.
It's a game. Go on.
Yes. Then we have the headshots, which was rather funny to see because there's actually quite a few headshots being made in the game, which is. Should I still pronounce this? Why am I still pronouncing this?
Just for the others.
It comes down to 7,827 headshots per hour, which is kind of insane because that's 130 headshots per minute, which means there's
Wow.
more than 2 headshots per second. So
That's insane.
every word I speak, there's already like 4 headshots again.
Wow.
Like when you say
That
the word
surprises me,
headshot, how long do it take to say the word
But
headshots?
headshots.
That's
Those are
4
2
headshots.
already.
Oh, but actually,
Go
at any given time, we have something that looks like a few hundred battles running in parallel.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that in that view, it's not that much actually.
It just sounds incredible.
Okay. Well, people were singing in the background. We will just continue.
We're making the headshot sound.
The headshot song.
Headshot.
And
Spam,
now,
spam.
for our YouTubers, don't you want to make a song out of that? Maybe with headshots in the back.
I'm slightly disappointed in the amount of melee kills.
Yeah.
I mean, all these videos we've seen where people melee each other in the head and stuff, there's only 3,205 melee kills per day. This has to go higher.
We even had
It
2 in
must be
our
possible.
trailer. I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
So
step
it's
it
only
up.
3,203 for this day. I mean, look at this. It's unacceptable.
All right, go on.
The
Amount in?
amount of action games, nobody sees this, is the amount of action games is actually, I believe it was not entirely correct because the data was still crunching, so we should
so
add
that's an estimation.
we should add 1.2 million to this number, which brings us to 9,400,074. Whatever. It's a big
Whatever
number.
it is. It's a big number. But yeah, this is how fresh the stats were actually.
So there's a lot of battles being played.
Yeah.
Really a lot.
Yeah.
The planes destroyed by just the anti-aircraft weapons. It comes down to one plane being destroyed by an anti-aircraft per minute. So
That's also quite good.
yeah,
I mean,
it's quite decent, given that not even each battle has planes.
that's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, so 60 planes down. Yeah. A lot of generals are crying right now. Oh, my war funds! Oh.
Well, you win, you lose.
It's only one play per minute. After that, you only have to go back in queue for like a week. It's nothing special.
Panthers destroyed. That's
Wow.
nice because they haven't been there that much.
See,
long.
we should have had this one at the beginning, so I could actually read it properly.
I actually put it there because it looks really funny.
Yeah. So yeah, since the implementation of the Panther, which was last year.
It was
Yeah.
this year. That was in spring this year. I think it was the third update this year. Wasn't it Churchill? No, it was
My
Bauer.
brain is very.
Bauer was the Panther build, and
Exactly.
Bauer was in, I think it was March or April.
We introduce you to
That's a
our
good
build
estimation.
expert.
You see, it's already ancient history for us.
Yeah.
Just keep moving forward.
Done it!
But in that short time, I'm guessing a lot of Soviets and the United States were very anxious to kill Panthers because this is an insane amount. It's like everybody was waiting for this moment, like Panthers, yes. Oh yeah, and of course we have the amphibians vehicles since Garmin, and in that short period of time, it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's 2
2
weeks,
weeks,
yeah.
They already traveled 8,967 kilometers.
Wow.
So, and I checked up the average gasoline usage of the Type 166 swim wagon, and it comes down that a single swim wagon would have used around 1,055 liters of gasoline just to travel this distance.
I don't want to pay that.
Especially not in these days.
No. So yeah,
Yeah,
those
these,
were our fun stats.
I hope you like it.
Yeah, if you like it, just we
You
can pull more.
Yeah, we will.
At some point we will pull more because it's always fun to look at,
Yeah.
to see the game in numbers. We actually really like that. So, I'm now going to say thank you too. I'm going to invite one more guest. I'm going to invite Reto.stenum, who please come over here and
I need to go. No.
dismissed.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you. Run
Thank
away.
you, guys. have fun.
Yes.
Just
I'll just have to check this out.
yeah. Thank you.
It's kind of rusty in the middle.
So we're going to talk about the Heroes and Generals trailer, which I think is a great masterpiece of trailering. And Reto.stenum is responsible for all our trailers. I'm just going to wait until he's here. Is this one I want to see?
Launch!
Launch!
Er det min mic?
Det er din mic.
Super.
Super.
Er jeg på?
Let's start with,
med.
I can't see this play button. So let's start with just looking at, you already seen the launch trailer. I think you all have seen it multiple times because if you're like us, you can't get enough of it anyways. Now we see another trailer, which was actually made when the Soviets were coming. And just let it run a bit. Explosions. Nice where you sneaked in the Soviet tanks everywhere. So welcome, Reto.stenum.
Thanks.
And also to you, congratulations for launching.
Thanks.
Which you were
Same to you.
busy with the last couple of months with the trailer.
Yeah, quite hung up.
But you made it. That's great. And which I would like to know, is the trailers, the one we see now and the one you made.
Yeah.
Like how do they come into being?
By magic. No. Well, that one I need to say it's actually the main guy on this one was my twin brother Jesper. Just want to say that he's a really cool dude as
Props
well.
to him too.
Need to be said. So, what do we do when we make trailers? Well, should we talk about the launch trailer maybe first?
Sure, we can do that.
Because actually the story of, like regarding the launch trailer was that we sat down and found out that we wanted to do a lot of cool stuff, but as you probably know, we're not too many people. We don't have too many resources. So actually I had a meeting with our, I think he's a product director or something like that, Reto Flot.
Let's call him that for now.
Commercial director, sorry. And we sat down and tried to balance the budget and all this, and found out that he came up with a great idea that we have a lot of backlog, a lot of footage, as you can see, because for the people that have been following us, we've done a lot of video logs, one for each update, and we had a lot of footage from those, and it was like, could we do something with this? And there you go. Most of it is actually from old stuff, but it feels new still. Mm-hmm. And then we took the sequences that felt too old, and we added stuff that we just put in the builds and tried to cut this whole thing together. For this trailer, we worked around 6 different main themes that we wanted to communicate, as you can see in the texts as well. And that really was the starting pillar for this trailer. So we kind of broke it up into 6 different parts. And then we dug out a really cool soundtrack that our old collaborator Jesper Kyd has made. And we just thought, wait a minute, this soundtrack is too good to just have lying there. So we actually reused it, and pretty quickly I cut this trailer from old stuff. So it was old video logs with text and sound and all this crap. But basically just to find out, can we do a trailer on the old stuff, and it pretty much worked out. And then of course we redid some of the shots and then edited and cut back and forth, and I think I'm pretty proud of it. It works really well.
It's great, yeah.
There's a lot of good feedback as well, and I think it portrays our game as it kind of is and has been. But now we're looking forward with colors now and a lot of really good stuff. So
so how long did it take for you to make this trailer? Like, what's an estimate for how long does it take to make a trailer like that? Just that people have an idea of what actually it takes.
I don't have the exact numbers, but I think for this one we ended up with around 70 different shots, and I think I've been working on it for, in total, let's say 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. And then of course iterating, and we had like this marketing board that I had to present it to, and had a lot of good feedback and comments. So for this one, I'd say, don't hold me on it, but it was something like 5 weeks.
5 weeks concentrated work.
Yeah. There was some effects as well, and we needed all this stuff to come together at the last moment. For example, the lovely key art. Needed to be done actually before we could sign it off. So
the amphibious vehicle shot, you also can't do that before they actually are working.
That
in the
one
game.
as well. So it was kind of a game of prioritizing and saying that shot we'll update later, and having
puzzle piecing together. So
and then also after we were kind of over the top of the hill, then we engaged another Thomas for making all the sound effects, because for 4 weeks we only had a trailer with the score, with the music on top, and it worked really well. But of course we knew that we need some effects in there, and then Thomas Mixa took it and ran with it, and it turned out really well, I think.
Yeah, it's
there's a
great.
lot of really nice sounds in there. Maybe some appetizers for future stuff. Who knows? Not promising anything.
Players go like,
no sarcasm.
what?
No,
Sound?
nothing confirmed. So yeah. So
So what are the main challenges you have when you make a trailer? Is it really to fit it in the concept, or is it more like the itty bitty things that maybe don't
initially, of course, it's finding out the skeleton or the structure of the trailer, whether that works or not. And as soon as that's kind of proven, kind of a proof of concept, then it's more or less production. Now I'm saying like it's not easy work, but for most of it, for example, this one, we had most of the footage lying around, so it was a matter of finding stuff and piecing it together, but not really too worrying. Normally, the biggest hurdle is when you produce new stuff, like new scenes. Then of course the technology should work on a day that I need it, and sometimes I need to push dates and say that shot will do next week because you need to remember that the scenes that we do here is from the game. It's the actual exe file. It's the game itself that usually I for the video logs also.
We can show scenes maybe.
I mean, all of this, there's nothing rendered from any 3D package. It's everything is from in-game, and of course there's some grading, there's some effects put on top, but it's minor stuff. This shot, for example, is I think it was me like starting out 7 clients, 7 versions of the game, and taking positions and holding down fire and going to the next client. So building up a shot like that can take some time, and it's hard work, but it's also amazing what we can produce from the game, I think. So it's.
I think if you want to see more about how Thomas works in detail, then you should request it on the forum, because I think you would be totally up for showing maybe how to make one scene with all the tools that you actually have running. So that might be something you're interested in, and we've been very open to show you more of our daily work. So what's the...
That's me actually.
Yeah, that is.
And our producer
funny.
as well.
This is from an old trailer, a live action trailer, which is also surely completely different to produce and to make. This is...
Again, my evil twin brother was on this one directing, sorry.
I've seen that. The guy in the middle here, I know him from my studies actually. Angel, he's a very famous Copenhagen game guy. And
that's me with the hat.
Where are you?
It's
now
okay.
Now I have to find it. No, I can't.
These guys we know.
These guys we know. Yeah. But there you can also see the range from, you can do a live action trailer, you can do a trailer with completely new design shots where you kind of do a screenplay before that, I would say, and then you design the shots. Or you can do, we have this concept, we have all this footage, let's just make something out of this. So there's 3 completely different approaches to something equally great. I think all trailers are absolutely great. I love them. So what would you like to do in the future?
More of this.
More of everything?
Oh yes, definitely. I think we're trying out a lot of different stuff. For example, with the video logs, some of you guys have probably seen them over time, and if you study them carefully, you can actually see that we've gone from video logs that took like 8 minutes talking about a little corner of the game, then we kind of reduced it to a more eatable, if you want to say, like a more digestible format, and it's actually worked out really well. The thing is that in the meantime, we've also upped like the quality of our blog posts and all that, so they kind of complement each other really well. Yeah. Like the short to the bone videos, and then the explanatory stuff in the blog posts.
Yeah.
So,
you can also see that now actually we straighten up everything for the launch. We straighten up the whole communication, that it fits together. You could see that we reskinned assets on every page, because this is also absolutely a great key art, great piece of key art. they actually pulled out, and we hope to continue with that, to be continuously
in collaboration with Mood. I need to say that as well. I want to give out some props to the guys that did this great art as well. Yeah.
So I think we're good here, and we should do one last giveaway, and this time it's just gonna be gold, but gold's great. So
Is it the same word?
it's exclamation mark giveaways, giveaway. Sorry, without the S, giveaway. Allow entries. I'm talking way too long now.
Have they started already, or?
Stop the entries. We actually can see it here. That's why I have this computer. Oh, I can't see it. I started the entries. Can anybody give me feedback on if they are writing? Because I can't see it at the moment. They are?
We get a head
Great.
nod.
We get a head nod. Yeah, you're doing that. Dun, 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 dun. We have to wait for a bit. Stupid, I can't see it here. I'm just going to log in on... it's actually my computer I brought today. Yes.
Something
Feedback
happened.
is way
Oh.
better when we actually see it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robotron is saying it's working.
gold. More. Gold. Giveaway.
It's like Christmas Day today.
Yeah.
Hooray.
3 giveaways.
We've launched! Yeah!
Why don't we have beer?
Oh yeah, beer soon.
Alright. I think it's 3, 2, 1, stop! And pick winner. Where's the winner?
Huh?
I don't see any.
Elbow nose.
Matu.
No,
200.
sorry. It was what?
Matu 200. Right?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
What was it in yours?
It was Elmo something.
Elmo?
What?
Sorry.
You have to pick 2 then.
Wait.
I give 2.
Hey!
Elmo something speak up, and Reto.stenum and Masha 200. You 2.
Elmo knows where you
sorry.
live.
I'm sorry.
Elmo knows where you live.
Elmo knows where you live. He does? That's oh God.
His name!
It's Friday.
Fine, it's Friday.
And we launched!
Yeah. And I didn't sleep, so 2 winners. Yay! Mato 200.
Congratulations!
Speak up,
Yay.
speak up.
Oh yeah, you need to reply.
You need to talk
Show
to
us you are alive
please.
and not just some...
Both of you.
Hello.
Please? Hello? If he knows where we live, maybe.
They screwed up.
Shit! Anyone?
Maybe scroll up and down.
Yeah, but there is nothing to scroll down to. Well,
Great tech.
I can't see him. I can't see any of you speaking up.
Maybe they can write whisper to Splixen.
Yeah. Whisper to Splixen. He's gonna do it. Maybe I actually broke the program.
Yay!
Happens.
Yeah.
We're just gonna run with that. That's the way it is now.
Yeah.
We did 4 giveaways today,
Crazy stuff.
so that's crazy enough. So let's have a short recap, because now we're already on for 1.5 hours, and I'm beginning to see dark spots.
It's very warm in here.
It's very warm. So we talked about the launch and all about the launch. And here is in general through the last few years. We talked about the future, what is to come. We showed a 4-year-old build, which was very interesting. We showed some stats for the whole game since it's running. We talked about the trailer. We did 4 giveaways. And if you missed anything, watch us on YouTube. We're gonna upload the whole Devstream. Follow this Twitch channel. Going to the right. This Twitch channel. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Steam, heroesandgenerals.com. I think that's it. And we'll be back on Friday the 7th of October.
And should we invite some people in here?
Oh my
or
god, we should totally invite
do you
some
want to
people.
see some other
You wanna see
Retos
some
than
Retos?
us? I'll just do this.
Others. The Retos than us. They all want to celebrate with us. I hope they bring beer. Bring beer. I hope they want to celebrate with us.
The fresh air is good enough.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool. I would just need somebody to fart in here so it gets really nice.
Hello. Hi. So look at all the Retos that just want to skål with all of us. I gotta go down.
That's more.
Come in. Oh, that's cozy.
How many more of us?
Squeeze. I've been here before.
Step out of the way.
See how amazing. That's all us.
Hello. Should we say bye?
Thank you for the last 4 years. We're happy to bring more. Launching is just the beginning. Skål!
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 Cheers.
Hi, hi.
Bye.